Do you use ready-made bra cups for your corsets, or do you make them yourself? Today's tutorial is a little different.
I made this foam cup from scratch, and today I'll show you how to attach it to a corset.
We'll need satin fabric for both the outer layer and the lining. Make sure it's non-stretch. It shouldn't stretch either lengthwise or crosswise. We'll also need fusible interfacing, the pattern, a foam bra cup, pins, a measuring tape, and fabric scissors. We've already made the pattern, the foam cup, and the cup cover. Now let's put everything together and sew the corset. Start by fusing the interfacing to the satin, then cut all the outer and lining pieces. I'm using the same satin fabric for both the outer layer and the lining. You can use a dedicated lining fabric instead, but make sure it's strong and stable. Since a corset is reinforced with boning, the lining needs enough structure to support it properly. Before removing the patterns, transfer the balance lines and grain lines to the fabric. Sew the front and back pieces together for both the outer layer and the lining. Prepare the boning and sew it over the seams and along the center front of the outer layer. I won't cover the boning techniques in this video. For a complete step-by-step boning tutorial, tap this card. If you're looking for a complete step-by-step guide, I highly recommend watching my boning tutorial. Make sure the boning stops one seam allowance away from both ends of the channel. Since the fabric has multiple colors, I compared a few matching thread colors before choosing the best one for top stitching the boning. Of course, this is completely a matter of personal preference. Even with a solid colored fabric, using a contrasting thread can create a beautiful effect. I personally love playing with colors. Sew the side seams. Now comes the most important step. A few small details here will make the difference between an amateur finish and a professional one. Start by matching the 3 main reference points on the cup to the corresponding points on the outer layer and pin them in place. Then gently shape the cup into position, pinning the rest of the edge between those points. This method prevents wrinkles and distortion, allowing the cup to sit perfectly in place. Here's a small detail that makes a big difference. Now clip the seam allowance on the bodice side only. This releases the curve, allowing the seam to be pressed downward so it lies flat against the bodice instead of standing up. Before attaching the lining, I always test the corset on a dress form. This gives me a chance to catch and fix any small issues before they become much harder to correct. I forgot to apply stay tape along the top edge here, so it's stretched a little. I'll correct it now before it turns into a bigger problem. Don't worry, it's not too late. First, correct the fit by taking in the extra fullness. Then apply the stay tape to prevent any further stretching and keep the edge firm. The side seam has been corrected, and I've applied stay tape along the entire top edge of both the outer layer and the lining. The back lacing panel is now in place, one of the key features that gives a corset its perfect fit. If you're learning corset making step by step, I have a dedicated tutorial on this part waiting for you on my channel. Both layers are ready. Now let's put them together. Sew the top edges together. To make sewing easier and more accurate, pin the top edges together before stitching. I've learned that taking a little extra time now saves me from fixing mistakes later. I always trim the seam allowance as I go. It reduces bulk, makes turning much easier, and helps everything press nice and flat. Press the seam allowance toward the lining before understitching. It makes turning the edge much easier and gives you a cleaner finish. I press after every step. It makes a big difference. This is a very important step. A few small clips let the lining shape smoothly around the curve of the cup. Then I match the curves together and pin them in place. Don't worry if this part feels tricky. I'm here to help, so leave your questions in the comments anytime.
I cut this strip on the bias, 4 centimeters wide, and folded one edge, as you can see. Now let's sew the underbust boning channel. As you sew, stitch directly over the cup seam to secure the strip in place.
For a clean finish, I fold both ends of the strip inward before sewing. Just make sure you don't stitch the channel opening closed. You'll need it to insert the boning later. Once the strip is attached, turn the corset right side out. Then, from the outside, stitch 1 presser foot away from the cup edge. This creates the underbust boning channel. Choose a boning piece that's the right size for your cup. The shorter end goes toward the front, and the longer end goes toward the side. Then slide the boning into the channel. Now it's time for the center back. Sew it just as you see here. Take a look at how clean and neat the backlacing panel turned out.
The corset is almost finished. Now I'll show you how to complete it with a clean, professional finish.
If you've watched my tutorials before, you know I never skip pressing. I really recommend you don't skip it either. This part also needs a bit of hand stitching. Take your time and keep your stitches as neat and delicate as possible. I always reinforce the back lacing panel with an extra row of stitching. This area is under constant tension, so it needs to be as secure as possible. Otherwise, over time, the lining can start to pull outward and become visible. I always do the final fitting on the dress form before calling the corset finished. It makes a big difference in the overall shape. Here's the finished corset, clean, structured, and ready to wear. If this tutorial helped you, a like would mean a lot to me.